Welcome to the Run 7 show, everybody. As always, you can skip these clips if you want to, but why would you want to do that? The past several streams, we had lots of VR action where I had to take my clothes off because I was getting scared so badly, and a lot of other shenanigans as well. Hope you enjoy. Woo! That's right! Special Agent Run 7 on the case. I met a pimp today. She's a hologram. I ain't even getting a hand job from this. I'm sorry, Idris Elba is a gorgeous specimen. I'm straight as an arrow, but I'd still like to know the details. Played World of Warcraft yesterday? What is wrong with you? He's probably too busy carrying sacks of money to the bank. And that's like, yeah, I thought I'd just sample some heroin. Dude, you're gonna get hooked on that. We'll never see you again. You gotta watch out for that WoW shit. Next week, we'll be installing the Banrello redemption for anybody who wants it. We're gonna keep it real cheap. Wanna build a snowman?
Sucking that gut. Oh, Jesus! Huh. When I walk toward that door, the guy's gonna get me. Huh. Oh, Jesus! Huh. Huh. Oh, shit! Huh. I don't remember if the bell's over here or not. Huh. Shit! Oh, go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! Ah! Come on, come on! Go, 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 go! Ah! Ah! Fuck me, I'm out of here! Go, 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 go! Ah! Oh, fuck this! I'm not going that way. I don't know where. Ah! Shit! Oh my god! Ah! Jesus, fuck me! God damn, okay, fuck it. I can't do that. I can't do that shit anymore.
So juvenile. So wonderful. Johnny's just rolling his eyes.
Coming in fast.
Looks like I found the other side of the mountain.
It's so stupid.
I'll kill you, you motherfucker! Woo! Whoa, he blew me off the fucking map! Hope the benefits are good. Woo! There's lots of things in my stream that don't work right. I'm not gonna question it. Okay, I got a little trigger happy on that one, but I really wasn't expecting him to come out of the floor. I'll claim my kill. I'm the psychopath here. Can't pay you guys to play with me. That's how much you hate me. Oh, damn it, that was good. Hot dog. Flamethrower sucks. Oh no, it's the big guy. Flamethrower's not such a bad idea. Come on, you fat bastard, move. Run! Who needs skill when you got smart guns? This game is a hella fun. It's a feature, you pay more for it. Did I just say hella? Sorry, I think I woke up in 2012. Elder's gonna get 3 blueprints out of this because Elder's willing to play with me when everybody else picks me last for dodgeball. Nice maxed out cock. Thanks, Fost. Yeah, thanks. Gotta have a big cock in this game. Arc Raiders just likes me better than you, that's all it is. Right tool for the job, everybody. Pro tip from your local contractor. It looks like a cheap Raven here. It's not doing anything. So when they push the doorbell, it just shoots 2 tasers right out in their neck. Maybe it should have a camera and I should be the one who decides whether it shoots them or not because I don't want to accidentally get my mom when I lock her out of the house. Oh, yeah, all right. So there's me with the cheerleaders from the Dallas Cowboys. Man, that's strong stuff right there. I'm all by my lonesome. I've been abandoned. If that's not the devil holding the door for you, I don't know what is. What's up, everybody? Are we ready to watch some movies today? I'm gonna start out with Slay the Spire 2 until Dan sends me a notification that he's up and running and wants to hang out with us and talk movies. I thought I'd chill here for a bit, and we unlocked a new character in Slay the Spire 2, so we'll give it a try, the Necromancer, while we're waiting for Dan to come and show up. And then we'll be talking about Greenland. Next week will be Greenland 2, and we'll have a watch party for that this Sunday at 7 Central. If you're interested in being there, ! Discord should get you the links to that Discord. You will have to be a Patreon member, and I still don't know what that costs. I think it's like $5 a month or something. I don't know. What's up, Faust? What's up, Hillary? What's up, Panda Blue? What's up, Wonderful D? What's up, Cleaning Agent? How's everybody doing? My son's bugging me over there. All right, let's get over here to the left monitor and play a little bit of this Slay the Spire. Dan's going to join us after the show tonight, and we're going to play co-op through this, but for right now, I don't have anybody to play with. You're redoing the whole video? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel too self-conscious about it. I am definitely enjoying the Spire, Cleaning Agent. The best thing about this is that it's a nice slow-paced game, so I can stop and just talk with chat. That's my favorite part about it. It's got a lot of tactics involved, a lot of luck, and everything else. So I think it's pretty cool. The Necrobinder, a Spire-born lich who seeks revenge, calls upon her trusty left hand Ostie in combat. Bound Phylactery. At the start of your turn, summon 1. I don't know what any of that means. I broke it down further, cut it in half, and took advice given. Nice. You rely on luck always in game? Oh, whatever, Faust. You're a pretty darn good gamer. Sorry, I'm messing with OBS because my windows got sized wrong, and I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive about things. Okay, we share the same goal. He killed all that I love. My power is yours. Whenever you rest at a rest site, raise your max HP by 5. That seems kind of powerful if you can stay topped off on health. Max HP doesn't do you any good if your minimum HP never gets there. Precise Scissors, remove 1 card from your deck. That's clean and simple. I kind of like it. Cursed Pearl, receive Greed, which is an unplayable eternal card in your deck. Gain 333 gold. I don't know why it's 333 gold. That's kind of a weird number to me. One of these waters is cold. The hand minion will resummon each turn with a minimum of 1 health, and the minion also takes damage before your health. So it's like a shield for your health bar since its HP is used first. That's cool. Then let's go with Stone Humidifier then, and see if we can keep our health topped off. Act 1, Overgrowth. Remember yesterday when I got all excited when we beat Act 1 and I thought I had beat the Spire? And it was only Act 1 of 3. Because it's half as good as the Devil's Pearls, which gains you 666. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a Devil's Pearls. Okay, that's cool. We're starting here. We could go left side, which has a merchant and an unknown. So we could go merchant, then unknown, or we could go unknown. So rest site up there. Merchant to a rest site. There probably isn't. I've never played this game. Okay. Sounds like a name for your testicles, the Devil's Pearls. That does, actually. That really does sound like a testy name. Let's see here. For some reason, I always seem to be attracted to the left side over here. I don't know what's going on. But let's do that. There's also an elite enemy on this side. So look, it's a merchant, an elite, an unknown, and then the treasure chest. Or merchant, unknown, rest, Unknown. Yeah, let's go left side. I like the unknowns. It's kind of fun to play that way. Besides, Dan's probably going to get here in like a minute and screw our game up anyway. Okay. Deals 6 damage. Unleash. Osty deals 7 damage. Deals additional damage equal to Osty's current hit points. Deal 6, and then defend, gain, block. Can I use this on Osty? Doesn't look like it. No, can't really use it. Okay. Osty deals 7 damage, deals additional damage equal to Osty's current HP. It's going to get discarded if we don't use it, so we might as well go ahead and use it. Let's see if we can't maybe kill this guy so that we don't have to get hit by him. And then these guys are all going to do blocks, so we might as well just deal some damage here. A leaf slime or a twig slime? Let's go after the leaf slime. He's easier to kill faster. Summon 5. Summon Osty with 5 hit points. If already summoned, raise his max HP by 5 for this combat. These guys are going to do 3 and 11 damage, and it goes to Osty first, says chat. So we could maybe give him a boost up to 7, depending on who goes first. Leaf slime or twig slime, he could absorb a lot of that damage. If it's twig slime, I think it's all gonna go. It may not matter. I think it's gonna be a total of 14 damage that goes through. So, but all we got is a bunch of these things. So we're gonna try and kill this guy, but we're not going to because he's got 2, and then we're just gonna put the block on us and see. So if my math is correct, 14 damage is going to go through, so 7 damage should hit us. Negated by 5 block, we should take 2 damage this turn if everything plays out the way I think it does. Yes, okay, we took 2 damage. There we go. So we could draw 1 card, or we could just do some damage and get rid of these guys. Let's do some damage here. We'll do some more damage here, and then we're going to defend, and we're just going to keep those slime cards are just going to fill up our space, I guess. What's up, Crow? We're playing Slay the Spire 2 today. Waiting for Dan to show up, getting started on the movie review of Greenland. Let's see. We'll just do summon. We'll strike, and we're gonna block, and that's really all we can do. Kind of pretty one-dimensional here. Don't have a lot of choice and strategy or anything. Unleash deals 13 damage. Deals additional damage equal to Osty's current HP. So it would normally deal 6 damage, right? Or maybe 5 damage or something. I don't know. But it's showing me it's going to deal a total of 13 damage. This 13 is not 13 plus 7. It's whatever it's supposed. It's going to be 6 plus 13. 6 plus 7 for a total of 13 is what's supposed to happen, I believe. We'll find out because I'm going to do it right now. There we go. 13 damage. That's right. And then we'll just kill this guy. There we go. All right, so we lost 7 hit points on that. Add a card to our deck. Gain 8 block. Add a soul into your draw pile. Draw 2 cards and then exhaust that. I don't know if that's great or not. You gain 8 block and draw 2 cards for the cost of 1 block, which is normally 5 blocks, so that's not too bad, I guess. Apply 21 Doom and 1 Weak to all enemies' Doom. At the end of the enemy turn, if it has at least as much Doom as hit points, it dies. Ooh, that could be pretty cool. What's up, Dan? Are you ready to play or not play? Are you ready to get to our movie review? D card. Apply 2 weak, apply 2 vulnerable, and then exhaust the card. Just about ready, he says. All right, we're going to go with this Doom card because it looks interesting. I like picking the interesting stuff and seeing how it works. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of gold to do anything here. So I'm just going to leave it and get to another battle real quick because Dan's going to come knocking at my door and we're going to go talk about movies instead. Well, Fubar, man, you know what we're going to do? This isn't a great set of cards here. So we're just going to block all this damage. There's 10. Austy's going to take 1, so we're going to take 1 damage, and we'll deal 7 damage to this guy. Hey there, buddies. What's up, my guy? Yeah, intern. So we should take 12. We should take 1 damage here. There we go. Nice. So we can do Doom. So 21, we'd have to take off 15. We'd have to do 15 damage to this guy to get Doom to work. I don't think it's going to work that well, but the weak is still a thing it can do. I think instead I'm just going to summon because he'll take all 6 damage from this guy. And then we're just going to hit him for some damage here. There we go. You knocked. Okay, we're linking up chats. All right, chats should now be connected and Dan should be sharing chat and all that. Okay, now we can apply Doom and probably get this guy under the 21 limit, right? Here we go. He should... Oh, shit, he's 23. Dang it, and I'm out! That sucks. We didn't make it. Oh, but he still has Doom. At the end of the enemy turn, if Nibbit has 21 or less. Oh, I didn't know that. So I just got to get him under 21 now. Okay, I got to end turn here and be fine, right? He should just die. Well, there he died. I forgot he gets to take a swing. I should have loaded up the... Yeah, okay. We're going to go watch a movie now. I didn't need to save and quit. I just wanted to quit. I'll restart. I'm only on like the first thing. Just gonna quit. Okay. I also picked up a few new games. I got Still Wakes the Deep, horror survival game. I got Survive the Nights. It's a zombie horror survival game reminiscent to Call of Duty Zombies. Jackbox Party Pack 3, which is supposed to be one of the best Jackbox party packs ever. Just some fun party games to play. And then Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I've been watching other people play this. It looks like a lot of fun, and I love survival horror games. So I picked those up on the cheap. One of my big paychecks came through, and I was feeling pretty spicy, so I picked up some new games. We'll get to those as I get more and more time. But right now, we're going to get to our rating. Yeah, I accepted his knock.
What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Hey, there's a run 7. Good day, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. It's going well. How are you?
I'm good. Let me change that background. I didn't realize that was happening.
All good. All good. Hey, and
what is this? We're gonna go movies with the guys. We don't want that. We want to do something else.
We'll go back to here. How are you doing, Will?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right, doing all right.
Background, this one.
That's what I need open. That's the screen that I'm missing.
I need to mute run 7 stream. That's what I need to do. That's what I'm doing.
Falling behind a little bit. My goodness.
There we go.
Copy, paste.
There we are.
Greenland. And Greenland 2 is literally called Greenland 2, right?
I think it's Greenland Migration.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do Greenland 2 Migration, so whatever.
Okay. Copy and paste. All right.
I did not realize that neither of you two had seen this movie.
Neither of us.
I'd never heard of it until you suggested it.
That's a fact. Now I have them.
You own them?
No, sorry. Now I've heard of them.
Okay. I was gonna say, that seems surprising. Yeah, because you said you bought these, didn't you, Brian?
I bought the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I don't know if it's worth buying or not. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see how it plays out.
Next week.
Yeah.
It's an Amazon original, is it not? So I mean, I'm assuming you have Amazon.
Yes, yeah. And that's what I purchased the first one on for like $4. If the second one's $4, I'll probably pick it up. If it's more than that,
okay.
I'll rent it or see if you guys can get it cheaper or something like that. Because I thought the first one was worth $4 as far as end of the world movies go. It's a $4 movie.
When you said
Wow.
you bought it, my brain went to like physical for some reason.
Oh no, I hate physical copies. That just takes up space in my living room. I don't want that.
And Dan's the
that is
lover
fair.
of physical.
Yes,
The exact opposite.
yes, Dan's very physical.
You can tell by.
That's why I'm not going to go visit anytime soon because Dan's too physical.
Bullshit, you're not. As soon as we get to 1,000 patrons, you're all coming to Greenland. Oh, Expedition Greenland. No, that's
Fost wanted the rose bathtub again.
I don't even. Where is it?
Yes, there
2?
is a sequel to this. It is a franchise, Windstorm. That's why we're doing it as a franchise. I mean, it could have been a Patreon pick, but without giving too much away, I think it would have been a poor Patreon pick.
I don't see it on here. The second one, that is. Like, it's not even available for rent or anything on Amazon, which is weird if it's an Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, no,
Check it out.
on Amazon.
I mean, you watched it already, so you.
That's true.
Greenland Migration?
Greenland 2 Migration. You can
On
buy
Amazon?
it. You can buy it for Amazon Prime. You can buy it for $10 or rent it for $6.
So weird. I don't even see it as an option.
I don't feel that this is a. I don't know. The sequel could improve this franchise or make it worse. I just don't know. And so I want to watch it before I want to commit any more than.
Yeah. I'm going to ask some rhetorical questions, Will, about the second movie. I don't need or want an answer, just for the record. You can play dumb as if you've not seen it.
Oh, okay. Like right now or during the.
No, like during the review. Like, I'm going to be like, you know, I'll make some comments that, you know, future Will can answer if you really, really want to.
Future Will.
Just don't feel beholden. I think you're the only one here that's seen it, so don't be like, oh, he's
That's right,
asking
yeah.
me. But
I've already seen it and reviewed it.
yeah. Oh, that's for everyone wondering. Will is not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, so we already knew we were going to do Greenland and then 21 Jump Street. So Will went ahead like a saint and watched both of the movies for the weeks he's not going to be here, and sent me not only an intro, which I forgot to ask him to do, so I'm glad you were on the ball on that one, but a 5-minute clip, the review, his score, all that stuff. So the next 2 weeks will just be Brian and I. Thank you so much, Green Tuckin. Appreciate you. We'll just be Brian and I while Will is away visiting family, friends,
Both
whoever.
family and friends.
Do you have shared chat on, Dan?
I invited you. I don't know if you exited it.
I accepted it. I just don't know if you did the share chat.
Oh, right. You have to actually click on the. That's so stupid. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but I wish there was a way to just auto that.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure I've seen on Prime Video even ads for Greenland 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not sure why you're not seeing it now.
Well, where did you watch it on?
I watched it on my computer.
Thanks. What streaming service did you watch it on?
It may or may not have been a service.
Okay. Stop talking. Sorry. Thank you very much, Crow, for gifting Green Tuck in a sub. That's very generous of you. You're awesome. You're the best. Best. Not available
and
on any of your streaming services.
And I'm really glad.
$5.99 on Flix, whatever the frick that is.
I'm really glad that Will did those intros, because if Dan was going to make me do the intro, I would have been like, Greenland 2, 2026.
It's perfect.
That would have been it. I don't know what.
You'll be amazed how close you are to mine.
We know better than to ask more of Brian than we're already getting. Google has Greenland 2 if you have Google TV. Is that an actual service? Is Google TV a service?
I'm sure Google's got a Google TV, right? They've got everything. You could probably get a Google Blender if you wanted. So I'm sure they've got Google TV as well.
Okay. Interesting. You're throwing me off my game just the tiniest bit, but I'm liking it. I'm here for it. Okay. Do you want to get into a game of any kind, or just jump into this because I was late getting home?
Let's keep it quick and simple, because you and I are going to play some Spire after this, right? Unless we can convince Will to stay on and play with us, because it is 4-player co-op. I'm just saying, Will.
Cannot.
Okay.
It is 4-player co-op. I don't know. Does it look like your style of game, Will? I don't know if you have it or have played it.
I don't mind deck builder games once in a while, but not like a. I don't know. A co-op might be fun, actually. I don't know. I've never played one really with a co-op, so yeah, I don't know. Kind of my cup of tea, kind of not. I like the idea of like building a new deck each time and seeing if you get lucky with good strategy and whatnot with the pull of the cards. But
yeah,
I have to play it to get into it. I don't know if I want to spend the money to play it to get into it.
Yeah, that's totally fair. It's I really like deck building games in real life. Like I played a lot of like Magic is not a deck building game, but I played a lot of Magic, but I've played other deck building games that I enjoy quite a bit. But there's always that like setup and tear down stage where you have to now you have to go back and take all the cards out of the deck and all that stuff. And it's just it's such a pain in the butt. So for the first time I played Slay Spire 1, where it was just like you're instantly in it, you lose, and you just re-up right away. You're just like, oh, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of Slay the Spire. I was really late to the party though. I only started, I guess my anniversary was the first time I played, and then I played it a bit more like from Christmas to.
Strategist said that it's older than Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the game's been around that long. So
it's the first one. I want to say it's 2016, 16 or 18, somewhere in that range. So not much older than Strike Force. Strike Force is 18, is it not? 2018.
I don't know.
Will
it's
the one
it's 7 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care anymore.
I think it's 8, but I could be wrong. I think 7 was last year. Anyways, doesn't really. Prime has it apparently. Why can I not find it on Prime? What am I doing wrong?
I'm finding it on Prime.
Will are both Canadians, so if they can find it on Prime, I should be able to find it on Prime.
I'll rent it and watch it in the Discord for us, and we can check it out. So,
I mean, we'll see. We'll talk behind the scenes. Maybe. Well, let's just get into this one.
Yeah.
Let's get into this one. Let's do this thing. Let's get this thing. Let's end this world. Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Oh, wait. I've got so many things written down now with 3 different movies. I don't know where I am. I'll find it. All right. I think we got there. Greenland 2020. People show their true colors when the world looks to be ending, and only a select few are deemed worthy of safety from the fallout.
Yeah, that's basically what Run did. You good? You done over there?
Woo!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Our Rating, the show where I get together with 2 of my buddies. We take a movie franchise, break it down by film, give them an overall score, throw them back up on the board so we see what they compare to the other movie franchises. This week, we're talking about Greenland from 2020, and I'm joined, as always, by Brian and Will. Brian, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing great, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How about you, Will?
I'm doing fantastic. I leave for vacation in 2 days, so I'm looking forward to that, although I will be away from our program here. Hopefully you can sprinkle in some little bits I've filmed along the way.
Yes, that's a good point. We will still be here recording next week. It'll just be Brian and I. However, Will has already given us his review for the next 2 movies, so you will still get his score. We just won't get his pleasant company the entire time. We were talking behind the scenes. Brian, this is a movie you've seen before. Will, this is your first time watching this one, though, correct?
Correct-a-rooney.
So, Brian, you were the one that suggested this. Why did you suggest this film?
So I think that end of the world films are always a fun ride. They are, in my opinion, inherently flawed almost always, because the directors tend to want to showcase certain scenes and they need ways to get those characters into those positions, and that usually causes some plot holes in these films. And as you're going to hear, this film has a lot of those. Why didn't they just do this? Well, it's because they wanted to have them experience that. So, but I still think that each of these sequences in this movie are intense, exciting, very fun, and very well done. I just don't really like how they tie it all together. So as far as end of the world movies go, I think this is a fun thrill ride, and I think it's a pretty good one for people to watch. And I think a lot of people slept on this, and if you like this type of movie, like a Deep Impact, like an Armageddon kind of film, I think this is one that you should definitely check out.
I will say, we talked about this ahead of time. I never even heard of this movie. So you say it was slept on. You're absolutely right. I did not know that this existed. It is an Amazon exclusive, correct? So it probably didn't come to theaters?
I believe it was scheduled to come to theaters, but because of COVID, it got all mumbled jumbled, got limited release, and then mainly released on Prime. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, I'm looking on IMDb and it's saying the budget was about 35 million, but it only grossed about 52. Now, if this was only released on Amazon, though they're always a little sketchy with the numbers when it's a streaming service thing, as opposed to coming to like theaters and whatnot. But that's not much. Like that is a very low budget, especially to have gotten a sequel.
I think this movie was a casualty of the time, and I think that this movie is better than the numbers that it got on release, because
I mean, the numbers can't be too bad if they made a sequel.
Exactly. Right? Like, it's just they're not necessarily telling us everything. Because, as you mentioned, they slept on it. Maybe they didn't spend any money promoting this film. So instead of, like, normally you have to take that budget and double it, maybe they didn't have to double it. So this did clear what they spent on it.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Dan, how about you, my good man? Are you a fan of the genre, the world-ending or natural disaster movie?
So the genre for me is heavily in the oh my gosh, what do you call that? The guilty pleasure. Like, I haven't seen Armageddon or Deep Impact for a very long time, but I remember enjoying both of them quite a bit. I really like the apocalyptic images of movies like this, more so than the actual disaster itself. Like, I would rather, so I'm actually really looking forward to the second movie. I know nothing about it. I've not seen a trailer. But where they left us at the end of this movie, I am super curious to see where the next movie is going to pick up from there. Because when you get a movie where it takes place in a ravaged wasteland, preferably not a zombie one, but just like an actual ravaged land, that's, I don't know, for some reason that just tickles my brain the right way. Do I love these kind of movies? Not necessarily, but they're fun. Like, they're a turn your brain off and just enjoy what you're seeing kind of a movie.
How are you on this kind of genre, Will?
These movies are so cookie cutter to me that I feel if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And does Greenland change that? Let's find out.
I mean, we're doing the review right now, so
that's what I'm saying. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So one thing that I really was kind of frustrated with in this movie is, and I'm hoping that the sequel will maybe help us out with, is that at the end of this film, they do open the doors and pop their head out to see what it's like 9 months later after the big impact. And I want to know, I have a lot of questions. And the first movie doesn't answer any of those questions. It's just the family going from catastrophe to catastrophe. And if you're a parent, this movie even strikes a much stronger chord with you. But it's just all these things that just happen to the family as they're trying to get to safety over and over and over. It's kind of a sawtooth experience where the tension builds up and they get through it. The tension builds up and they get through it. It does have some weird pacing because the last big climatic scene wasn't as good as the rest. But this movie doesn't answer the questions that I wanted to answer, like what's life like afterwards? Why were they selected? We never even knew. Why were they selected for safety? What was the selection process about? Why didn't anybody know that this comet was coming until 2 weeks ago? Did they really know and they just didn't say anything? Like, there's a lot of questions, and so I'm hoping the sequel will help answer some of those questions and make the franchise as a whole better retroactively. But I'm worried it's going to be more of just trying to put this family into exciting sequences.
So they do at one point mention that he is a structural engineer.
Right.
And one of the guys next to him was like, well, you're definitely going to want that if you're going to rebuild the future. So that was kind of the answer for me, is why he was chosen. And then, of course, they're going to give him his family because family.
And they don't check medical records.
Well, that was the weird part to me.
Yeah.
The kid's been diabetic since birth. How did you miss that one? That one seems like a pretty
Terrible.
massive oversight.
And as far as, I mean, we're talking about a population of near 8 billion people. You can't find a better engineer to put on the list? Did they literally just like get out the phone book and look up the nearest engineer and go, yeah, let's take him and his family?
So the issue with that is, if you found the next best engineer, we'd watch the movie about them, and then you'd be here complaining, well, then why didn't they find the next best engineer? And then we watch the movie about them. Like,
right,
we
but
chose this guy because he's the star of the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
and his kid's got an insulin pump.
That's why.
But his kid's got an insulin pump, and nobody catches that until the wife stupidly gives it away. Like, that was just like
How is she to know, though?
I don't know.
She's thinking about other things at the moment.
But it also seemed like when she went to ask the military police or the military guys her question, I don't even remember what it was, but it felt like a question that didn't really need to be asked. And it felt like the writers were just like, well, we need them to find out about the kids, so what's going to happen? And they're like, well, let's just do this. And that sort of thing happens a ton in this film. We need the family to get here. We need to split them up. We need to get them back together. What plot device are we going to use? We're going to use whatever the laziest possible thing is we can find. And that's what they do throughout this film, unfortunately. However, the sequences that the family goes through are real fun for me.
Yeah.
And by fun, do you mean horrific?
Horrific, yes. It strikes a very strong emotional chord. We do have a child actor in this. We'll get to that kid, but I kind of want to save him for later because I will probably actually start tearing up when I talk about his scene because it is so impactful.
Right.
Yeah. I will say, and this is going to sound like a negative, but I actually mean it kind of in a weird way, like a positive. I like that these characters are almost blank. Like, we don't really get a whole lot about the characters. We don't really need a whole lot about the characters. It's just kind of a stereotypical family man, stereotypical family woman. And for somebody like myself who really enjoys watching media like this one and putting myself in the position of the characters, having them almost be a blank slate makes it so much easier for me to be like, what would I do in this situation? What would I do in that situation? Like, we all play video games. There's a lot of video games where the main protagonist can't talk. And that's on purpose to try and allow you to feel like the main protagonist that much more so. Because the main protagonist is saying and doing stuff that's contrary to what you would do, it takes you out of the game. I feel like this movie did a pretty good job. And you could absolutely bang this as a negative. You could absolutely say that that's why you hate this film, because they are such blank, boring characters. But the fact that they weren't super in-depth made it that much easier to be like, okay, this is me and my wife and our kid. How would I deal with X? How would I deal with Y? What do I do here? And that made the film significantly more engaging for me, despite the fact that it could absolutely turn other people off. I feel like that's probably going to be a contention for Will, if I'm guessing.
I mean, I like characters.
Just subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I am on the other side of that fence from you, Dan. They are a bit blank, and it's a little bit boring. There's basically one bit of information that we get about this family before things all start to fall apart, and that's that he had an affair, and that's one of those things that I really don't like, I don't relate to, and I don't want to be a part of. And so there was just that one thing, and I really didn't enjoy that, and then the rest was kind of a blank slate, which was okay because we got to see these characters and how they react to these situations. But in contrast to what? You know, where did they start? There's no character arc for them to really perform other than, you know, the husband and wife are definitely getting back together by the end of this thing because, you know, slim pickings after this rock hits the earth. So I guess she's going to take what she's got now.
I mean,
so
you're stuck in a room for 9 months. Maybe you don't. Maybe that's
yeah, that's a whole different reality TV show right there.
Right?
So I didn't like the blank slate characters, but the actors put enough life and vitality into the characters with what little they were given that they did okay. And they kind of did a really good job of just focusing on the entertainment, the excitement, the thrill of this movie, and the few times that people did have some real emotional moments, like when Gerard Butler is talking to his father-in-law, you know, there's some tension and stuff there. It was a good scene. It was a pretty good scene. I liked it. And then of course you get to the kid scene. He has like 2 lines in this movie, and he absolutely crushes both of them. You know, and that's what I needed from this film. I wanted to see stuff blow up and car crashes and explosions and stuff, and that's what I got.
Yeah. William?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that the actors did a passable job with what they were given. I thought the kid was probably the highlight of the movie. Gerard Butler's character, it's weird because he's coming into the movie trying to fix his relationship. So that's his goal throughout the whole movie, is to get his family to safety to prove his worth to his wife, who he cheated on. And then at the end of the movie, there's some throwaway line of like, "You've always been the only woman for me." And I'm like, wait, what? What was that other chick then about? What the hell are you talking about? So there was some weird things about that just don't line up for me. But again, it seemed very paint by the numbers, as these movies tend to be. Some take it a little more unrealistic and goofy. This one was a little bit more darker and serious, but I felt it could have gone even darker if they really wanted to go that direction. The writer of this was Chris Sparling, who also wrote Buried with Canadian actor. I was going to say Deadpool, but Ryan Reynolds. So I hadn't seen Buried, but I've heard nothing but good things about that movie.
I really liked it.
Yeah, Buried was fantastic.
Kind of, from what I've heard about it, it made sense of why this one kind of had more little darker tones to it than the more goofy tones of some of the others I've seen world-ending movies. So I don't know, they tried a different direction, but with the same paint by number scripts, I don't know, plot lines, I guess.
Yeah. I do agree, unless I'm completely blanking on something, most of the situations they put themselves in are ridiculous. Sorry, not ridiculous, are overwhelming. But none of them are as ridiculous as, say, like a 2012 or something where they have to like fly the plane through downtown LA as they're trying to get off the ground,
right.
Or the entirety of San Andreas where just nothing made sense the entire time.
Yeah,
flying a spaceship into the center of the comet. Oh yeah,
right. The main point of Armageddon is that you're going to send like drillers into outer space as opposed to teach astronauts how to drill. It's just one of those, like, what are we doing here? Like, the whole movie makes literally no sense. Whereas this one, yes, you can pick things apart, but I feel like it stayed as realistic as you probably could while still having a fun, silly movie about the end of the world.
Yeah, certainly more grounded. I don't know about realistic. I think there's still a lot of weird things about posting your emergency alert, presidential alert across your TVs, and just everybody being in on the secret and the news broadcasting it across the world. Like, make sure you only go to these secret bunkers that are in Greenland, by the way. If you have your,
they didn't say that.
Pretty much they did. They did say on the news it was in Greenland.
Yeah. They had a news broadcast that stated it.
100%.
It was probably
okay, but not the presidential broadcast.
No, not the presidential broadcast. That was all classified. Yes.
Just how brutal, like, this secret bunker system was just like ridiculous.
Okay, but in fairness, how many of us could get to Greenland in 24 hours anyways?
Well,
I'm pretty sure I'm screwed.
In Canada, apparently.
And by the way, they didn't fake the moon landing because no one could keep that secret. Okay, they can't keep the secret of the bunkers. They can't keep the secret of who's being picked or anything. They can't keep secrets. So those conspiracy theorists, you know, just saying. So I did think this movie was much more grounded than, say, something like Armageddon or Deep Impact. I've actually been thinking about end of the world movies, and I was like, do we know any end of the world movies that had real heart and soul and maybe didn't utilize weird plot mechanics to get people into certain situations? And I came up with like Shaun of the Dead, because he's running around in like his backyard and going to the bar and fighting zombies. The zombies are the most horrible, plot device of the film, but the rest of the film is character building and interactions between people and human beings, which is what makes that movie so good. So, Waterworld, nice one, chat. Yeah.
The nice thing about this film is it doesn't feel the need to like globetrot and try and track like 28 different families. Like you're following this family the entire time, and the family gets split up and they meet other people and whatnot. But you're never like, okay, what's the president doing right now? Oh my God, what's happening in Russia? What's going like? I'm pretty okay that it was just granted. And the president.
Okay, so Bob, your text is coming in. Get to
greatness. Yeah, I kind of wish.
Greatest tragedy ever. Nobody does tragedies like I do. Sorry. I promise we're not political.
Yeah, that's gonna be a redemption. I kind of wish, because we focus on this family so much, I kind of wish that we could have taken a little bit more time to flesh out their character arcs, get to know them a little bit better. Although it was like a good 15 minutes before this movie kind of really takes off. There's some eerie stuff happening. People are looking in the sky and you're getting weird messages about meteors and stuff, but nothing really happens for a good 15, 20 minutes. And we don't get to learn a lot about people in that time. So I thought it was time poorly spent in the beginning of the film, because it wasn't getting me hooked or interested. It wasn't entertaining, and it didn't develop the characters very much at all. It was a pretty slow start to the film. Once they get their message to leave and the neighbors try to block them from driving away, that's the first intense sequence. And you're like, oh, snap. So this is what's happening in the film, is that we're going to have to make hard choices throughout this whole film. Great sequence, real tough one, makes you think, what would I do in that situation? And so,
roll down my window.
Yeah. and this it was a great scene. It was a great scene. It was well done, and there were plenty more of those sprinkled throughout this film that I really did enjoy.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I walked into this movie as blind as possible. I started watching a trailer with my wife just to try and convince her to watch it with me, and like 30 seconds in the trailer, I'm like, I've seen enough. I'm good. I'm good to watch this at this point. I don't like spoilers. I don't, ironically, even though I do trailer reactions, I don't generally watch a lot of trailers if I know that I'm going to watch a movie. If I'm trying to sell myself, that's one thing. So as soon as I was hooked, I was like, I'm in. So I knew enough that it was going to be an end of the world movie, and that's literally it. So I didn't find those first 10, 15 minutes to be that slow. Like it was starting to build what was going on here, the characters, what's going on. It didn't really tell you very much about the characters, almost to the point of being like confused when he like goes to open the door and then he decides to ring the bell or vice versa or whatever. And he's like acting like a stranger in what you assume is his own home. Like you pick up on what's happening, but it definitely took a second instead of just like, oh, I'm scared to go home to my wife because we got divorced and this and this and this. It's like it did that showing, not telling thing. Yeah. Which generally I do like.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So, okay, here's my question. They said originally the comic's just gonna cruise by, some's gonna, dust in the wind as it enters the atmosphere, blah, 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 no need to worry. Was that just bubkiss the whole time? Yes. Did the government know that?
I think it had to be.
And waited to the last minute to cause great panic?
Because because
otherwise you create great panic 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 months. Like, when do you tell people the world is going to end on this day? Like, people will mass panic and you will just have riots everywhere. And then what could you possibly get done?
I mean, I guess if you're broadcasting it across all the widescreen TVs in the world, yes. But I think there could be better ways to go about it.
Well, here's something to put it into perspective for you. Recently, we had Atlas 31 pass a close pass by the Earth. It was an interstellar comet, just like this one was, and we saw it and we saw it 1 year and 9 months before it passed us, and in 1 year and 7 months. It took 2 months for us to calculate almost exactly where it was going to pass by. We had enough data within just 2 months of looking at it that far out, almost a year and a half out, to know that it was going to pass by to a very, very precise accuracy. And so they had to have known about this and knew about it from the jump. And they decided, we're going to put people underground and we're going to tell them at the last minute and we're going to make this all go out later. But if that's the case, and again, I'm hoping the sequel would tell us about that stuff. If that's the case, I kind of feel like they organized it pretty slowly. And if they had, let's just say they had a year, how many bunkers could you build in a year, secretly or publicly? I think you could build a lot of bunkers. I think you could probably save a lot more than the 5 bunkers they had in Greenland. And apparently they had some more because you hear some radio contact after they pop their head out.
They have quite a bit more in other countries.
Yeah, so but they had 5 bunkers in Greenland that were left over from the 60s. And that's the only thing we know about. And I'm just saying, if they knew about this a year ago, they should have put more effort. They should have gone deep impact and been planning this out and putting some stuff in place for people. And we didn't see that. They play it off like this thing was noticed 2 weeks ago, and that was BS.
Yeah.
But again, we're only seeing it from, my apologies, we're only seeing it from Gerard Butler's character's perspective. We're not seeing the White House talks. We're not seeing the high up military. And from his perspective, you were only finding out about it as it's happening.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
everything you're saying probably, and in fact, I would bet money on it, did happen. But because we're not following those other people's storylines, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant to this story.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, though. If we want realism, the government is selling bunkers years out, just making as much bank as they can before the world ends, right? Like, that's what's actually going to happen.
I mean, okay.
It's definitely who you know,
Have you experienced Y2K? People were all about making bank before Y2K didn't happen.
Well, it's human nature. They're going to profit off of disaster every single time. That's an unfortunate side effect of what goes on. But the thing is, if you're gonna pick people, who do you pick and what's your criteria? Do you have a random lottery? Is that fair to have a random lottery including 100% of the human population? Do you exclude convicts? Do you exclude people who have disabilities or illnesses that may be troublesome to take care of underground? It sounds almost Hitler-esque to exclude those people, but there's legitimate grounds to do so if you have a resource crunch. So, well, it's a big question.
Not only a resource crunch, but you're also going to have to repopulate the world based off of what you have in said bunker. So you're going to want to have, my apologies, weaker genetics, or you're going to want to have the stronger genetics.
That's right. Dan wants those blue-eyed, blonde-haired people all around him, and that's it. That's it.
But the movie talks about diabetics. Diabetes, from my understanding, can be passed on genetically.
Exactly,
you
yes.
want to have an entire generation of kids where everybody is a diabetic and now we have to recreate insulin en masse? I don't think so. I think it makes sense that, unfortunately, the cute little kids got to stay behind. There's a billion cute little kids. We can find a better one.
Well, to
your exact point from a minute ago about him being the best architect. He's not the best kid. They tried to get rid of him. But that was a point against the movie a minute ago. Now it's a point for it.
So I'm just saying.
It's a point against the movie because the government should have known. And they could have picked a different architect who didn't have.
They missed that. For
as
sure.
Dan calls them, a defect child.
I believe in.
That is not the word.
I believe in other movies like Deep Impact. They have a group that they pre-select for survival that have the skill sets they need to help out when they're underground or going forward after the disaster. That totally makes sense. The criteria was specifically, we need people with these skills. We're going to take the best people for those skills that are of the right age, and that was it. And then the rest of it was an absolute lottery. Just 100% of the population, lottery drawing. If you get a ticket, you're in. That's it. That seemed like a pretty logical and somewhat fair way to go about it, We're not going to look at skin color. We're not going to look at pre-existing medical conditions. We're going to carry forth an exact percentage representation of the population of the Earth, good and bad. No criteria there. I think that's a good way to go. But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't really make this movie better or worse. It's just what this movie does. It gets you talking about things like that, and that makes this movie good to me because I like talking about these kind of things. I think they're interesting, and we get to make fun of Dan and his racism.
No, okay. Let's at least clear up one thing. I was bringing up defects in children, not race. All right, let's stick with the actual plot point.
Ableist.
All right. Speaking of defects in children, we had a child with diabetes in this movie who was kicked out. No luck, sir. You don't get to survive. Your insulin pump says that you get to die. He ends up making it, of course, because there's a sequel. We're not giving anything away there. But this kid had basically 2 lines. And one of them was so incredibly phenomenal. It was like the second or third time I've seen this movie, and I almost stood up and cheered when we were watching it at the watch party because it just hits you so hard. The family gets separated. It's a horrific scene when a stranger basically pulls her out of the car and drives away with her son. And the kid didn't have the forethought to unbuckle his seatbelt and get out. That was unfortunate. Again, that's one of those lazy plot points that we had, but whatever. But she's left on the side of the freeway. Her son is being driven away by 2 strangers. She has no one to help her. It's horrific. Fast forward, the kid's at the gates. He finally gets up the courage to say, "They're not my parents." And it's an amazingly impactful scene. You are just so moved by the kid's strength of character to say that. And what an actor. Oh my goodness. Kid just absolutely crushed that. 100% believing it. It was just a great moment for me in this film. The first time I watched it, I was in tears over that scene. I can barely talk about it now without my throat choking up because as a parent, that's a horrendous thing. Loved that scene. There were a couple more like that scene. What did you guys think about this kid, the insulin pump, his acting? Tell me more. Will, you tell me what you think about this.
I mean, I enjoyed the child actor. I liked his character. He was kind of a science nerd. He knew the difference between comets and meteors and whatnot. And yeah, he was a brave little runt. And you would hope your kids would be as brave in the best of times. Did I love that scene that you just mentioned? I thought it was a little bit forced, but it does make you think, what if I was in that situation? Which is, heart-wrenching. I just don't think they did the best job of selling the scene. She multiple times tells him to unbuckle and get out of the car. He had like minutes to do it. She put up very little fight. It was just like she could have jumped in the front seat while he was coming around the side and the door was locked. Like there were so many opportunities for this not to happen. And that's all I saw. Maybe that's all I saw because I didn't really care for these characters as much. You guys said like the blank slate thing, which I get that was there, but to me, I just really didn't like the characters because they were privileged. And I want to root for the underdog, but these guys got their ticket to the bunker. They were good to go. They were golden, even though, shit happened to them along the way and it didn't go as expected. But the fact that they were following the privileged characters because he has this job that could be of benefit in the future, it just rubbed me the wrong way from the start.
Them pulling up in that neighborhood probably didn't help either. Those pristine houses, just beautiful multi-million-dollar homes, lots of wealth and perfection going on there. So you're right. This was not an underdog story by any means. Dan, what did you think about some of those scenes?
I'm going to disagree incredibly hard. I thought that scene was actually really well done, and I don't think it was lazy writing at all that the kid didn't move. He's terrified in fear when his mom is getting attacked. He's watching one of his 2 pillars of safety in the world. The kid is 8. Keep in mind the child is 8 years old. He's watching his mother get hurt and you think he's going to have the wherewithal to think to do something, he's going to be sitting there screaming, which is exactly what the kid did. I have an 8-year-old upstairs. I guarantee you, if I go upstairs and start assaulting her mother, she's not going to, I do not. She's not gonna
Wow,
do a
we're going to
thing.
hit
She's
all
gonna
the
be freaking
spots
out.
today.
So, like, when you're like, oh my God, this 8-year-old should have the wherewithal to do something, I don't know what you think the 8-year-old was going to do, but the kids that I know and talk to would be frozen in fear in the moment. And you say she wasn't fighting? Like, she had the wherewithal to lock the door, which was one good move. I liked that the guy's wife was like, what are you doing?
Hesitant.
And didn't open the door for him. Like, I don't remember exactly how he did get into her, but like, the fact that the wife wasn't on board actually helps me with that scene quite a bit. The fact that,
I like that.
the mother that we were following did put up a fight and was dealing with a person twice her size, like, she did as much fight as she possibly could. I don't know what you guys saw in that scene.
So,
that scene made perfect sense to me, and I did watch this with my wife. It really bothered her. In like,
yes.
not like this scene is poorly made, but in like what would I do in that situation? Probably this exact thing.
If
And
I
there
were
goes Charlie in a car with some stranger, now how do I possibly catch up to them? Like, and you see her walking along the highway, and she is devastated, just like zombie walking along the highway.
Yeah,
I don't know. It connected with me apparently a lot more than it connected with you, and that's fine. Everybody gets different things from different movies. But to say it was just lazy writing, I think is nonsense.
I'm going to take the middle ground on the kidnapping scene. The kidnapping scene I thought was pretty good. It felt a bit clunky in the ways that Will described, but at the same time, it's like, how do you know unless you're in that situation? The writers also need it to go a certain way. So I would have liked to seen the mother put up a little bit more fight, a little bit more scratch and kick going on there. I would have liked to seen the big guy get injured in some way to showcase that she is literally doing everything in her power to stop that from happening. I don't think the kid unbuckles his seatbelt and climbs out. I don't blame him for just sitting there. I told my kids after watching the movie, I'm like, hey, you're not going to do that. But the problem I really had with the scene was how the husband of the kidnapping couple talks himself up into taking the kid, and his plan for getting himself, his wife, and the kid across the border with only 2 armbands, and one of them's cut in half. Like that, I don't understand why he didn't just stop the car and say, look, if you guys aren't going to use those armbands, let me carefully try and remove them from your kid and you, and I'll take you guys anywhere you want to go, or I can beat you senseless and take it off of your unconscious body, and that's it. No need to kidnap anybody. But either way, it's not going to work because you need your ID and the passcode, all that with it. So it was just like a non-starter. I just didn't understand why he got so worked up. And then his acting in the scene was not amazing. It just didn't feel right. And it was all him that I had a problem with in that scene.
I will say his plan didn't make much sense to me, but also he's dealing with desperation. He's looking down the barrel of a gun.
Right.
This is the
I did
one
feel the
chance he's
desperation. You feel desperation throughout this entire film coming from everywhere.
Yeah. If he takes the kid's armband and they scan it and it says you're supposed to be an 8-year-old boy, or God forbid has a picture of the kid, that's a non-starter.
Right.
But if his hands are busy holding the child like he was, maybe he can talk his way through it. Be like, oh, here's my wife's bracelet, here's my kid's bracelet. Which is
maybe.
Goodness, I was really happy that the kid did end up saying something, and I liked the performance of the kid where he is still very, very scared, doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yes,
but does kind of talk his way through. I thought that was really well.
That moment when he says they're not my parents, and everybody goes silent for like a 5-second beat. It was just stunning right there. Yeah. And then everything changes and all the motion goes the other direction from that point. And it was just an exciting scene when they get there to the border.
There was another point I had that scene, which I'm missing, so don't worry about it.
And then another scene, again with the armbands. Everybody's like, I want that armband. He's in the back of the truck with all these people driving. He gets some random information out of nowhere about Greenland, right? Kind of weird how that came about, but we had to get the information.
Everybody talks in this movie. Everybody
Yes.
talks.
The guy
needed
just
to have
tells
a
them about it,
destination.
and then 15 minutes later, that guy's dead because he serves his purpose as far as the plot is concerned. But the fight between these guys, who's driving that truck, and why don't they just slow down and pull over? The passenger's like, pull over, and he's like, I'm trying to, but there's one car on the road. Like, it was so dumb. That was horrible. And then he swerves into the curb, and everybody flies out of the back, and it was just stupid. I didn't like that scene at all. It was exciting, but it was totally built wrong. And again, this is my biggest problem with this movie, is how often they have lazy writing to set up or take down these scenes. It's appalling. The scenes are amazing, but how they get there is just dumb.
I was surprised how often they just let people see that they had wristbands.
Yeah, that was dumb too.
Like, you're all wearing long sleeves, just cover it up a little bit better. But every time they're with people, like, oh, you have a wristband. Like, oh, come on, here we go.
Here's another dumb one. How come every time someone spills fuel on a runway, every plane on the runway is going to blow up? There wasn't even any fire around to ignite that. I didn't even see what happened. Like, I'm pretty sure if you shoot asphalt with a bullet, you're not going to get anything hot enough to ignite. I don't know. Maybe it's jet engine fuel. I don't know. I'm not that far into engineering to understand it. But they blew up everything, which looked really cool. Those aerial shots with everybody running in looked really cool. Super dumb how they got there.
Felt very zombie-esque at that moment.
Yes.
The plane door is going down, and like the wave of people is running at them. Like, it's not that kind of a movie, but it just had a very like World War Z feeling.
Yeah.
Like all rushing the plane.
Yeah. Not made for interesting scene and cinematic scenery as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you about this. So we have these privileged folk who got their ticket to stardom. That was contrast with everybody who really wasn't, and they were mostly people of color, minorities, that helped them along the way. Maybe the more deserving to rebuild the world. What do you guys think on that take on this movie and how they played that up?
Right. The black guy in the bus gives him the information about where Greenland is. We have the nurse, I believe she was Latino, who helped them, the kid out with the diabetic stuff and the medicine. She deserved a bracelet for sure. She's not going. You have the black female military officer who is trying her best to help everybody into safety, knowing that she's not going to see tomorrow. You have a ton of things going on there. It was a very interesting take.
Family that picked up the mom after that grueling scene in the van. They were singing in Spanish or something.
Yep.
Happy to have her.
I mean, in fairness, the mother, Allison Garrity, Morena Baccarat, is a woman of color. So it's not like we're following a white couple entirely.
No, I know that, but
Okay.
she's privileged because she knows this white man who has all the power because he can build buildings.
Sure. Okay.
She got her ticket because she's privileged, right?
I mean, okay. In that
The thing
logic,
is-
if you had a person win a lottery and they got it, they'd still be privileged?
Yeah, that's the flaw with your thinking, Will, is because everybody who's going to get picked because they have a skill, that skill is probably going to translate into somewhat a life of wealth. Engineering, doctors,
No, I know.
physicians.
But I'm not saying they're privileged because of the wealth. I'm saying they're privileged because they got picked, right?
But that's what I mean. If they were complete nobodies who won the lottery to get a bracelet,
right,
they'd still be privileged? Like how does this
No.
movie happen without a privileged person? That's what I'm getting at. Like, who are we following that wouldn't be privileged while still making this movie make sense?
I mean, if it was a straight up lottery and you had all those other people we just talked about who didn't get picked, if those people got picked and we had a majority minority situation where you've got a wealth of color, a wealth of ranges of wealth that are all going underground, then I get that. But what we kind of see is just the people who got selected. We didn't see a lottery system. We saw people being selected. And we can only assume that those are being selected on the skill sets that they have. Those skill sets are going to translate into jobs that do provide these people with wealth before the situation happens. However, I didn't see anybody of of color being picked either. Everybody we saw was a white person who had a job. We didn't see a lot of people who got picked, actually. Toward the end, it was just people screaming, running into the door. And I don't actually remember when they opened the doors at the end. I didn't even look to see what kind of variety we had there.
Well,
but
I'll pay attention. I wasn't.
By the end, it didn't matter because it was anybody who got there was just let in. Right?
Yeah.
They didn't care at that point because the world's effing over.
And you know what?
Shit had already hit the fan. Their whole plan was out the window at that point. Right?
Well, at least one plane was destroyed with however many people that were. So like they've got some extra heads. They're fine.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, as I think about it, the people on that plane, we had a wide variety of colors and ages on that plane. So those were people who got picked. So I don't know what happened, but we did have a variety of people there. I don't know about like wealth or privilege as far as that's concerned, but at least we got a variety of different spectrums of society. I had a point and I completely lost it.
Hey,
never mind.
You sound like Dan.
Yep. Dan's rubbing off on me.
Giggity. Oh, we're just going to leave that in the air for a while.
No, that was it. Yes. Okay. So one thing I did like how at the end, they literally left the doors open until the very last second. And it was probably done for theatrical effect. We want it to be exciting. We want to be able to look in the sky and see the big one coming down, right? We want all those visuals and all that. That's cool. But also, it was kind of neat to think, hey, it's the end of the world. We're just going to keep these doors open to the last minute. We're going to take anybody who gets here. We're going to save as many people as we can. We'll figure out the rations later. We're going to leave these doors open until the very last second. Then we're going to close them. And if you're not in, you're not in. It's too bad. We kept the doors open as long as we could. I liked that. I'm pretty sure they did it for the excitement of it, not really the morality of it. I wish we could have seen some things like that, like just the person in there who's hitting the button to close the door and they say, no, we're going to leave it open to the last second and save as many people as we can. That would have been a great line in there to show that humanity. We didn't get a lot of humanity in this. We got a lot of desperation in this.
Out of curiosity, just because I can't quite remember the scene that well, were there people like I thought I would have bet that everybody was already inside as they were trying to close the doors. Were there people still running to get in?
I didn't see anybody left outside. I didn't see anybody left outside, but I did see a lot of people running in as those doors were scissoring shut.
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit weird that they left the Jeeps outside. Like they're not going to want vehicles when the whole thing is done. Like that bay was clearly big enough to bring the vehicles in a little further, and they all kind of got out and left. I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't mind a way home at the end. Like, all the planes they were destroyed. They're all living in Greenland now. So
they were blocking the door.
Yeah,
they were blocking the door too. So it wasn't like, hey, let's leave these out of the way in case more people are coming. They were just like drove up to the door and stopped. And I thought the same thing, Dan. I was like, hey, you could siphon fuel out of that. You could use it when you open the doors to travel and inspect things. Like these are everything is a luxury tool is important now. You've got to save everything you can. So they should have drove them in. That was weird.
Yeah. You mentioned not seeing a whole lot of humanity. They do have a couple of scenes where, like, specifically I'm going to reference the end, they see all the people in the plane that crashed climbing up over the hill, and they get all the military vehicles and they go and help them out.
Yeah.
Which is like, you guys are refugees. You're not part of the plan. You don't have bracelets, but we're going to save as many people as we can. Like, so, yeah, it's kind of a moment of humanity. You've also got Gerard Butler when the meteor thing is happening. He goes and rescues somebody out of a car.
Burns his hand doing it. Yep.
I wish we could have seen, like, he does get somebody else that helps him, but I wish other people had been doing that as well. I don't know where the quote came from, but it's one of those, like, I think it came out around like 9/11. I heard it first around 9/11. Apologies if it's an older quote. Whereas, like, whenever there's like a major tragedy, look for the people who are running back in to help people.
Yeah.
There will always be people who are there to help. We didn't get as much of that. We did get one or two scenes. It would have been nice to have a bit more of that. But I didn't think it was poorly done when you saw it. I just wish it wasn't Gerard Butler's character the one doing it. I wish it had been somebody else, and then he went to help or something.
Yeah, I think he was kind of back and forth because he was selfish at some times where, you know, he's literally stopping the plane from leaving the runway and saying, hey, if we're not on that plane, none of y'all are leaving, which is totally a dick move.
Works.
And then you get, sure, it worked. Because I'd rather take the risk of flying and crashing and not getting off the ground instead of not having that option at all. But again, a dick move.
Sure,
then
absolutely.
It had to contrast with him being like, oh, I'm going to help this person who's in the car. I do have time to them to cover, right? So I think
he got his family to safety. So
yeah.
And that was what this whole movie was about from Gerard Butler's perspective, was making sure that his family was safe, right? And so every time his family was safe, dick moves are gone, he's helping where he can. But when his family is in trouble, they come first at all costs, and that's what we saw. And I think this movie really did focus on the desperation of everybody on the planet, with only these few little highlights of people helping. And those were great moments. Like I said before, the nurse who came in and she's like, here, I got you all these meds for your kid and everything. So it's not like she's going to need them, right? but yeah.
All the meds just could have been in the bunker already, and then none of this movie had to happen.
Right, yeah. Give the kid 9 months worth of meds and send him in.
So there's two thoughts there, because one, obviously you're going to want to have as much medication as possible because things will come up, and if you are trying to restart humanity, you don't want to be going back to try to figure out how to make Advil again.
Yeah.
So yes, you'd obviously want a lot of medication, but on the flip side of that coin, if you're not bringing in people who are sick to begin with, maybe you don't maybe we don't need insulin if we're just not going to bring any diabetics with us.
Sure, but
I don't know. I still think, yes, you should have the medication.
Yeah, people do get diabetes as they age. That's
True.
the thing. I think it's a huge oversight in any case.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you on that one as much. It's just a argument.
No, for sure.
You guys ready to rate this? You got any more points you want to hit?
No, I think that's good. My biggest point is that there are so many questions about this movie, the whys and hows, that I'm really looking to number 2 to shore this up for me, give me some insight in that. I'm worried I'm not going to get anything. I'm worried that they're just going to be doing exciting moment to exciting moment in the sequel, like they did in this first one, which could be an entertaining ride, but it's just more of the same, and I want something that's going to enhance the entire franchise myself.
I agree with you a lot. I don't know that I need as many answers as you do. I feel like this movie either gave me answers or really didn't make me ask those questions. But what I'm hoping for from the sequel, and I know, Will, you've seen it, so I'm not looking for an actual answer on this one.
No, for sure.
I don't need it to be an action movie at all. Like, if you just want to show me what it's like to survive in that world, because whenever you have an apocalyptic movie, generally speaking, it's aliens, it's zombies, it's Terminators. We've never really seen the next book in a mass devastation movie. Like, you normally get your Armageddons, your Deep Impacts, your
one-offs,
Moonfall, your whatever it is, and it's 2012, and like the movie ends as soon as the disaster hits and the main character lived, and they're like, cool, we're done here, never gonna talk about this again. I'm actually kind of really excited that they're like, okay, what's next? Like, what's the next step? And I'm like, that's all I need. I'm
hoping we get flashbacks of what goes on inside the bunker for those 9 months. What is it? 9 months? Do they just peek their head out for 9 months and go, yeah, it's still a shit show, let's go back in for another, let's cook a little bit longer? Like, I'd like to see what life is like in the bunker as well. So I want all that.
I would imagine they probably still live in the bunker, and they're just going to be like foraging out and seeing what they can see and figure out the world. It's a little weird that they didn't radio anybody until the 9 months were done. Like, unless I'm missing something, it feels like they opened the door and then started calling other places. Well, as opposed to talking to people like the next day. I guess maybe the fallout in the air would be.
Again, I'm not an engineer, but yes, the fallout in the air would limit your radio transmissions until things are clear. But also, you need to be able to broadcast your signal, and that could have all that equipment could have been destroyed on the surface. So they would have to wait until it's clear enough that they can go outside. They see that there is no radiation. I don't really know why there would be all that radiation, because whatever. Yeah. And so, and then they have to go out and then set that broadcast communication stuff up to send a signal and receive a signal. So that was my only thinking. But again, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know.
Actually, that's a good point. I don't know a ton about this kind of stuff, so I might be talking out of my butt a little bit here. But if the world has been that ravaged and that destroyed, you've also got a lot of nuclear reactors around the world that have not been manned and could have some pretty nasty side effects just from what we've got on the planet, let alone what the actual asteroid brings with it.
Yeah. I mean, nuclear reactors and nuclear weapons are supposed to have fail-safes where they can't be detonated or leak under any circumstances. But that's also just the government telling you, it's okay, we got this. So, I don't know.
Wasn't that the issue they had with the one in Japan when there was the giant
Fukushima?
17 years ago or something.
Fukushima? I think it was Fukushima. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to go. And I'm not an expert on Japanese culture, but I know that failure is not an option, or at least that's what I've heard. And so there could have been a lot of cover-ups on that, and a lot of finger pointing, a lot of people falling on swords, that sort of thing, because it always has to work. They always have to be perfect in everything that they do. That's only my perception. Again, I've never visited the mainland over there. I don't know anything about their culture, but that's the perception I've been led to believe. So that might have been a thing going on with the Fukushima reactor.
Okay. Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I never even gave myself any numbers to go off of, so I'm going to have to go off the top of my head here.
All good. Give me a minute. If you like what we do and you want to help support us, consider joining our Patreon. There's a link down below. Shout out to our producers, as well as our executive producer, Dino, and of course our head writers, Elder JM990, Miss Hillary, and Real Bubba Hotep. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Give me just a second. I'm kind of looking over some of this stuff and making some notes real quick.
All good. This is all good cut. We can just nonsense for a minute.
Yeah. Cut this, Dan. Future Dan. Cut.
Hell yeah.
Cut.
Just give myself more work to do. Why not?
Cut it up.
I got free time.
Let me see. I'm going to give this to the actual...
Hearing all you guys' questions and like theories of what the next movie could be, because often I'm not like, oh, I've seen the next one. I'm usually like, I've never seen this, or we've all seen it before, so we know. This is like different side of the coin for me, so it's interesting. I like it.
Sure.
Okay, I got my number, and this is the adjusted total and everything else, so I'm good.
Adjusted total?
Yes, I always come up with the total, and then we talk about it, and that will kind of flex my adjusted total of a few points either way. Not very often, not very much, but since I didn't even have a total to begin with, we're just going right to it. Okay, so Greenland, the first movie. The big thing with this is that we had lots of exciting sequences that built up, and then you were relieved, and built up, and then you were relieved, and built up, and you were relieved. So you were constantly moving to the edge of your seat and then going, phew. And then about 2/3 of the way through the movie, everybody kind of has like a safe zone. They're at Grandpa's house, and they're just kind of chill and relax. And Grandpa's like, take my truck, and we're going to go for it again. And so you have like this one big buildup to see if they make it. And they do, and it wasn't as big a deal as some of the other ones that they got through. So there was some weird pacing issues with the movie, but each and every one of those little sequences was really fun and exciting. It's just, like I said, very dumb how they got between each and every one and how they set those up. And that's kind of par for the course for this genre. World-ending movies are all about the exciting explosions and all the tragedy, humanity, all the big questions of, who gets to go, who has to stay, who's going to sacrifice themselves, all that stuff, which we get all of that in this movie. So it fits the genre perfectly, as does the terrible plot. That's just how these movies go. Very rarely do we get world-ending movies that have really incredible plots. I couldn't even think of one. This movie gets a 64 for me. It's mostly carried by the fact that it's fun and it's exciting, but when you dig into how this movie was made and produced, like most of the movies in the genre, they just got so lazy in so many places.
Cool.
You said 64?
A 64, yes.
Nice.
So this is not necessarily my favorite genre, but I have seen a lot of these movies and I do tend to enjoy them. They're just not ones that I go back to. It's kind of a one and done because you want to put yourself in the position of like, what would I do in that situation? And when you already know what the main character is going to do or how they survive it, it can skew that and make it a little bit less fun for me. As I mentioned, I really liked that these characters were kind of blank slatey, so I could superimpose myself in that situation a little bit easier. That actually worked for me, even though I could absolutely see how that would be a detriment in a lot of cases. I think the special effects in this one are really cool. I think the grounded nature of this one was a lot better than a lot of movies in this situation. One of the movies in this genre that I enjoy is Moonfall, and that movie is absolutely bananas. But I enjoy how bananas that one is. This one is the exact opposite. you're only following one family. You're not following multiple families all over the world. You're only seeing kind of what they see. You only really know what they know. Granted, that does mean that they have to have like news stations broadcasting constantly, which was a little bit annoying as far as a plot device goes, but so be it. I liked that nothing they did was completely bananas. All of it made enough sense. It's silly. It's very silly, but it all made enough sense as opposed to other movies in this category. Where this falls down is, again, it's not one that I'm likely to revisit. I've seen it. I enjoyed it. It's a good one and done. I thought the child acting was actually probably the highlight, as Will mentioned. I liked the mother quite a bit. Gerard Butler was just a stand-in for me in this movie, and he did a great job as my avatar. I gave this movie a 74. As far as the kind of movie I was anticipating, I really enjoyed this one. But again, I'm not likely to revisit it. It was a one and done. I'm very curious where the sequel goes, though.
Noise.
Before you get started, well, sorry.
Does it feel a little bit like we're shitting on Will this whole episode?
You gotta get enough shit on me now because you can't shit on me for the next.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So-
That's what it is.
Did seeing the sequel, don't tell me how, but did seeing the sequel change your perspective of the first movie? Are you able to give a clean review of this without it being tampered with by the sequel?
If nothing else, Brian, I can keep it clean.
God, I set that up for you, didn't I?
No, but I did definitely rate this movie. I watched this movie, rated it. Then I actually watched 21 Jump Street just to separate
Okay.
the movie out.
Little palate cleanser.
Yeah, cleansing it, and then watched the second Greenland movie. So yeah, I did stick to my numbers on this movie, not allowing the second one to bleed in or anything like that. I'm usually the opposite. I let the sequels be like, okay, if the first one was here, what the hell are you doing over here, right? So that definitely came into play. But that's all I'll say. You'll find out about that.
I'm so curious. And
All
apparently
right.
nervous.
Well, just have fun. That's what we're here for. I agree with a lot of what you guys already mentioned. Again, the child acting, the character, I like the kid's character. I thought he was brave mostly when he needed to be, but it made for like some really intense, intriguing scenes. I just felt from the very beginning, and we did this at the watch party, and Brian can attest to this throughout the movie. I was typing in, this is going to happen next, and this is on the checklist. Here's what needs to happen by the end. And everything got checked off the list. And I think that is just an innate part of these disaster movies. I don't know why it is an innate part. It just is. And so I've never been a real natural disaster, end of the world enjoyer, especially like as it's happening or it's about to happen. Much like Dan, I prefer the aftermath of like, oh, now where are we getting? Fallout territory of what happens next. So that it would have been more my cup of tea. There was some good emotional work here from the actors for what they were given. I think we all agree the blank slate characters kind of forced them to have to work harder to get those emotional highs. But I think they did a satisfactory job. Overall, as far as disaster movies go, I didn't hate it. It was okay. I liked it more than most. So it's 57 out of 100 for me. I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. You're muted, Dan.
Nice. Actually, that's better because I kind of laughed over you at the last second there. So
That's all good. That's all good.
Sorry, 57?
Yes, 57 out of 100 for me. Yeah.
And Dan, what was your score?
Decent little spread. 74.
74, 64, and 57. Okay.
Not a bad spread. I like that. We're not stepping on each other, but we're not like grossly on the other side of the fence either.
No.
Yeah, I think the scores are pretty accurate because the way we are describing this film, I kind of feel like I fall right in the middle between you guys as far as some of these things of what I liked and didn't like. We all definitely liked and didn't like different parts of this film too. You know, Dan liked the blank slate characters. I didn't as much. So yeah, there's lots to this.
I mean, there's definitely. I wouldn't say that I'm looking for blank slate characters. Like if these characters had personas, I wouldn't be upset at the movie.
But especially if the persona was something you could attach yourself to easily and relate to easily. That's what I like. If the like this character cheated on his wife, and that's a big thing for me that I don't like. So the one thing I'm given is not something I want to find relatable at all.
But the beauty of that is
fair.
they only put that in to check the box of, oh, family on the outs, getting back together by the
Yes.
end. It's the check box, and they
Yes.
literally only mention it that one time, and then at the end they just get back together.
Yeah.
There's zero issue with it throughout the movie, and that's like,
You had the conversation with the grandfather, the father-in-law, right? And that was very short to the point. The guy starts getting on him, and he's like, "Hey, I know we disagree about stuff, but we can both agree that we want to get our family back here safely. So let's focus on that." And they move away from it just that fast.
Yeah.
I also said from the start, why didn't they take the truck? Because they would have been way better off in the truck that he had. But they take the SUV, and it's a piece of shit, and then they get Grandpa's truck, and they're fine.
In fairness, the grandpa's truck had a highway with no other cars on it, and the SUV had a packed highway. So like,
And I thought it sucked how they brought in the hunting rifle and then never used it. That was unfortunate.
yeah, I was a little surprised that they just left it behind. Like I guess you
Yeah.
don't want to bring more weight on the airplane.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's just come and gone pretty easily.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say something, then I realize I should wait until it's actually ready to go.
Yeah, say it then. I'm excited to hear what
Makes more sense.
it's coming.
All right. And with that, we see Greenland coming in with a score of 74, 64, and 57 for a grand total of 65, putting it tied with the Avatar franchise towards the middle of the list. And I feel like that's actually a pretty good place for this movie. It's not great, but it was fun. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, isn't Avatar at the end of the day a world-ending movie as well? They're in good company.
I would much rather watch Greenland than Avatar, so I'm okay.
You could watch Greenland twice in the
Yeah.
time you watch one Avatar.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's definitely better than Beverly Hills Cop and Gremlins. I enjoy it way more than Avatar, and I think they have an equivalent amount of plot put into both of those movies. So yeah, that checks right there. So it's all right. Yeah, I wish we could just get better writing on the plot. I wouldn't have minded another 20 minutes onto this film just to flesh out some of these point-to-point issues that we have. They're so kind of lame of how we get from here to there. And I wouldn't mind if they had stronger writing in that and maybe a little bit more character development rather than just this one issue of his indiscretion with his wife, and then they get back together. That's it. So I would have liked a little bit more character arc. Even if we kept more of a blank slate on these characters, I would have liked a little more emotion from them and whatnot. There's just more I want from this film. So I guess that makes me look to the sequel and with a lot of hope. But I'm probably setting the bar way too high because, as we know here at R Rating, franchises almost always go downhill from number one.
That's a perfect outro. I'm just going to use that, even though I do want to talk about what you were just talking about.
Yeah, edit your stuff back in.
That's fair. No, I don't. At that point, I would have edited it out, whatever. All right, that's our rating of Greenland, but what's yours? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. We record this every Thursday night over at twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show. So head over there and give it a follow if you want to watch us live, or if you made it this far in the video, you probably enjoyed it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe so we see you in the next one. Okay, so one, again, let's turn this off. I wouldn't be against more character. Like I mentioned that it didn't bother me that there was less. I recognize that there was not very little, but it wasn't a negative for me. But what more plot would you really like, other than just giving us a bit more background about the characters? Like you keep mentioning that none of these movies have great plot. Like what are you missing in this genre? I'm not criticizing. I'm just curious.
What I want, and this is inherently in all of these end of the world movies. you can tell that the director wants to showcase certain scenes where things happen. But how we get to that scene is always the laziest path they can think of, you know? Or when the scene is happening, it doesn't really make any sense, okay? Like when they're driving and all the little meteors start hitting and they try to get to under the bridge, if you notice, all those meteors are coming in from different directions. They should all be coming in exactly the same direction unless atmospheric conditions are causing them to swirl around or something like that. But they were coming in fast and hitting hard. I don't think atmospheric conditions are going to change the angles to the degrees that we saw them coming in. That didn't make any sense to me as a person who enjoys physics. So little things like that and the plot points in between, how, you know, we talked a little bit about the kid being kidnapped. Why didn't he unbuckle his seatbelt? How come the mother didn't put up as big a fight? Can we even say that that's true? Or did they, you know, how do we know unless we're in that situation? I think they could have fleshed that scene out a little bit better. Or the husband guy building himself up to kidnap the kid out of seemingly nowhere. That seems to kind of come out of left field. I would have liked stronger writing there for all these characters. You know, I don't know. There's just little things where I just feel like they could have done better.
Now, the asteroid scene, the flame coming down, and he gets in his truck and drives into the woods, as if he had any idea that there was going to be a bridge there. Would the bridge even do that much for an asteroid coming from outer space? Isn't the whole point that they're destroying everything in their path? And aren't you just putting concrete on top of? You're
going to thin out the small ones. You're going to thin out the small ones. A big one hits, so you're screwed. But the same thing is, why are you running around in panic? You have the exact same percentage chance of being hit if you're moving as if you're standing still. So why create more chaos for yourself? You're probably not thinking that in the heat of the moment. Exactly. You're probably thinking, let's run into those trees. They'll give us cover. They're not going to give you cover. That's more things to fall on your head.
Falling on you. Yeah, exactly. That was my point. You got now a forest to fall on you. Now you got a bridge to fall on you. And in fact, MythBusters did a thing where they tested if you run in the rain, you actually get wetter than if you just stand in one place.
Yep.
So, like, does that is that the same science with asteroids? I have no idea, but like, maybe you can stand.
But at the same time,
look around and try and dodge as opposed to running blindly.
It's about time we brought more MythBusters into the conversation. Okay?
Yeah,
but
I was thinking about it. There's probably one with the gasoline and the bullet. I bet money that's a MythBusters.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah.
So I think any animal, when chaos ensues, an animal is going to look for cover, whether that cover makes sense or not. So them driving into the trees, as stupid as it seemed, kind of makes sense. They're just looking for cover. They're looking to get the hell out of wherever they're at. They're not used to something on a global scale happening. They're not thinking, hey, no matter where I go, these asteroids are still going to be falling on me. They're thinking, asteroids are falling right here, so I need to be someplace else. So that I kind of get. But the look of those asteroids coming in from every different angle really pissed me off.
That's the thing that kind of surprised me is he gets in his truck and drives into the woods where other people are going. I would almost just be like going back down the highway and just gunning it as fast as I could just get out of that immediate area. I don't know if that would work.
I would get away from other people, other vehicles that you could run into and just try and get away from stuff in general.
Yeah,
but
that's possible.
I don't know, or go down the freeway because there's going to be a freeway overpass or underpass that you could go under. I would stick to the freeway, not run into the woods.
Yeah. Just to backtrack on your comment about like the lazy writing or whatever, in these cases specifically, and you know me, I bash writing all the time, overacting typically, but it feels to me like this genre, specifically this subgenre of action movie, is not concerned with that, right?
Yeah, they're not.
It's more imperative that you get these high octane action sequences in, because that's what the audience who are going to watch this movie want to see.
Yeah, we want to see oil drillers in space, not astronauts learning how to drill oil.
You're not the target audience for that, right? So you getting a little bit more fleshed out and maybe more things that make logical sense doesn't matter, because they don't have time for that. All they have time for is a 90 to 100 minute movie where you get those action thrills that people will buy tickets for. And I hate it myself, but that's just the name of the game, especially in these natural disaster movies.
I think Brian brought up a decent point though, like where I was making fun of the fact they go into the woods and under the bridge, like animals panicking will just seek shelter. A lot of this movie and movies in this genre, you can put some of the lazy or silly writing off on. People are desperate. They're not thinking rationally. They're not performing their best. They're stressed out to the max. They're going to make silly decisions. They're going to do things that don't make sense in the light of day. And us sitting on the couch, it's super easy to quarterback. Like, your plan doesn't make any sense to kidnap that girl and just take the bracelet. But to him, he's looking down certain death. Like, he has no chance of survival other than these bracelets.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? They lock you up and you're in jail for the last 8 hours. You're still dead tomorrow anyways.
So I think why maybe I like this more than most of the natural disaster movies. At least it does try to ground itself a little bit. Is it enough? Maybe not for us.
But it is a closer shot. Yeah.
It is a closer shot.
One of the franchises, and I hope we do rate this one day, is A Quiet Place. It's a world-ending movie. It's a meteorite that brings aliens to the surface that destroy everybody who makes sound. Right? If you saw the preview for the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So that movie, especially the first one, not the prequel, but the first one, has excellent writing, character development, building up the characters, the dynamic of the family, showcasing a lot of emotion, what they're going through, how they're doing. They do it with very little dialogue because they have to be quiet for most of it. Sign language, you read subtitles a little bit there too. The only thing that's crazy, weird, out of place, and maybe lazy writing is that it's alien monsters killing everybody, and they get to make up whatever they want when it comes to that. But even that, they gave set rules and stuck to it, so I'm okay with it. That's one of the better world-ending apocalyptic films that I really like and appreciate because they don't do too much lazy writing in there. They really kind of stick to it and do things that make sense and are very smart, like how that family hides from the monsters and stuff. Very smart things that they're doing, even though they're trying to bring a baby into the world during all that nonsense, which is asinine, but you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not going to abort my child for monsters. I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best to do what I can do. And they do that in that film. Not lazy writing, in my opinion. Really like that first one. We'll save the rest of those movies for when we go over that franchise.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting concepts in that movie. I would be happy to rate some of those. And I haven't seen the third one, so.
I've also not seen the third one. I've seen the first two.
Yeah. It's got Jim from The Office in it. Oh my goodness.
Who plays a totally different role than I was used to, and I thought did a fantastic job. And I feel like going from 1 to 2, I feel like the director was like, damn it, why'd we kill him off? Because they did everything in their power to bring back a similar character, right?
He is the director.
Oh, is he the director? Oh, well, he kills himself up. Oh, I didn't realize he directed that. Okay, well, good for him for taking the leap there. I love it when they're not afraid to kill off characters. But bringing back, like, Jim's brother or whatever to fill that role, it felt so great actor. Was it Cillian Murphy, I think?
I can't remember.
Do you have that right? I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. The sequel to A Quiet Place 2. I think it's Cillian Murphy who plays the brother to Jim. I don't know his name in the movie, but whatever.
Yeah, it's Cillian. You're right.
It was a weird choice. I enjoyed it, but it did feel weird to me. So we'll have to review that franchise so I could figure it out, because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll save my thoughts for if we ever do that one, which we definitely can at some point. But...
He said doo-doo.
I sure did.
Every time. Never miss an opportunity. So, Dan, you and I are supposed to be playing Slay the Spire 2 after this, correct? We're going to hang out a little bit longer on stream?
Yeah, I was going to just... you're already on OBS or whatever, so I can raid you and then close down and go to my OBS and we can do that, or... I don't even need to be live. You can just stay live and I'll just play with you. But yeah, we're gonna do some co-op of Slay the Spire for a bit.
And Will, you got any plans for tonight? Are you gonna lurk with us, hang out? We can throw you on voice. You can check out this game with us. Or are you busy? You got stuff going on?
Nah, I got better things to do.
He's seen me play the Spire, so he knows he don't want to stick around for this.
No, I'm sure Dan's going to be an asset to you on the team because he's been playing a bit, I think. And I have watched Dan play some. But I just actually have to get ready to get this trip going because I'm last minute in everything I do. So,
When do you
that being
actually leave?
said, I don't leave until Saturday, but I will do a stream tomorrow night. That'll be my last stream for a little while. It'll be Friends Friday, so we'll play whatever. Just have some fun, kick back, and enjoy.
Nice. All right. So for anybody who just joined halfway through or whatnot, Will is away for the next 2 weeks, but he's already seen the movies and sent in his reviews. So we will just be Brian and I for the next 2 weeks, which is totally fine. We'll still get Will's score on the board. We just won't get to pick his brain in real time about what he did or did not like about Greenland 2 and 21 Jump Street. But he'll be back to talk about 22 Jump Street. So that way he gets a little bit of input on both franchises, which is nice.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping one or the other of you will, draw inspiration from me while I'm away and channel my energies.
I will definitely.
I'm hoping it's Brian.
I'll definitely mock the writing and bring up as many Canadians as possible.
If you can do Canadians, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Cheers,
All
everybody.
right, cheers, bud. Have a safe trip, and we'll catch you when you get back.
Cheers.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna go offline, jump in OBS, go back online because you mentioned you're only gonna be around for like potentially one game. So I'm gonna go live just in case you leave early.
Yeah, we'll jump in for just one game, and I don't want to stay up too late. I got work to do in the morning. I don't want to be up crazy late. Plus, somebody's up past their bedtime. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You're up past your bedtime. Go to bed. Kids over there dinking around. Can't believe that. All right, let's get out of this. I don't need to be there. And we're going to go back to Slay the Spire. And I think I can change this now. Change this to Slay the Spire 2. Done. I'm not going to update the title. It's still going to have the same title in it. I don't care. And let's do Abandon the Run because we're going to do multiplayer with Dan. Abandoning the game will result in a loss. Yes, that's fine. Epic discovered. I think it's Epoch. Let's go to the timeline and see what Epoch we discovered. What's this? Play a run with the Necro Binder to reveal this Epoch. Well, we got like 2 matches done that last time. Chapter 5, the booting up the defect. The defect reboots, surrounded by a wreckage of molten metal ash and thousands of dead bugs. Data log corrupt. Its core barely held together, limbs barely responsive. The defect scavenges broken panels and pieces from the other constructs to patch itself together. Oh, cool. The defect is ready. Unlocked. The defect is a playable character. Cool. I still want to play as the Necrobinder because we didn't get a real playthrough with that. But that's cool that we got one more. Let's go over here and find out where are we going to go. I think we're going to go to the Coalition. And Dan's already in there on voice. There we go. He's in the Anniversary. How come you're... why is he on voice there? Come on, Dan, where are you at? Let's just go to voice chat down here and see if he notices me. He's in... What is this? Why are you there? That's a weird place to be, Dan. Send Dan an invite to this voice chat because he's hanging out in some voice chat I can't go into for some reason. That's weird. Oh well. All right, multiplayer. Did he send me an invite? I think he probably did, and I probably wasn't watching. Yeah, Dan, Discord chat. I'm in chat room 1. I saw you in the Coalition, but you're in like a place I can't join for some of the Anniversary voice channel or something. So I'm in chat 1 of the Coalition. And then I guess I'll just host.
Hey.
Hey, did you want me to host or join?
I I hosted and sent you an invite, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Nice. Who are you gonna play as?
I love the Necromancer, but I think you just unlocked him, so I understand if you want to play as that.
No, you play as the Necromancer. I'm gonna play as the Defect.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry, I had to mute
If
Twitch because that was annoying.
Oh, are we still sharing a chat or something?
No, we're good. We're good. I was watching you to make sure that we're gonna do voice chat together and whatnot.
Okay.
All right. I've only done co-op twice before. Once with Bubba Hotep and Strategist Shiro, and once with Bubba Hotep. But essentially, we are playing our own games just at the same time. So we're on the same screen together. We're fighting the same enemies, but like you don't have to wait for me first. But if you're gonna do something that's gonna like give vulnerable or something, it might be worth telling me that before I spend my attack so that they go further. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or do you know what vulnerable is? And I should be.
I know what vulnerable is in block. I've played enough to unlock the Necromancer, so I've got a few things down, the basics anyway. So yeah, we can communicate and try our best to make stuff happen. I am playing with a character I've never played before, which is I already forgot what I'm called.
The Defect.
The Defect,
I really liked the Defect in the first one. I haven't really played with him in this one, but generally all the characters are pretty much the same, so he's probably still pretty good.
Okay. Do we get to vote on what path we take? Do we take the same path? What? Okay.
We vote on the path and then we can go from there. So with only two of us, I think it'll pretty much have to be unanimous.
Okay. I really like going the unknowns, so I'm gonna go the mid route.
Okay, give me 1 second just to.
I have 75 health and you only have 66. Haha, Dan, I'm already winning.
Well, we'll see.
Cracked core. At the start of each combat, channel 1 lightning. Channeling an orb puts it into your first empty slot. If you have no empty slots, your first orb is automatically evoked to make room. Lightning orb deals damage to random enemies. Small capsule. Upon pickup, obtain a random relic. And then I have the Orchalium. If you end your turn without block, gain 6 block.
So in this situation, we're going to want to focus fire, because if we kill one of these guys, the other one will automatically stun himself as he eats his remains of the one before.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's what Ravenous is.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we going after 55? 55 is going to do some damage, so I think we go for the first guy.
Agreed.
Okay.
I can't do a ton of damage, so I'm definitely going to try and block to try and eat some of that. I don't remember if he's going to deal 8 damage to both of us. I think he does.
Okay.
So it's not like I can just totally tank it.
Okay, I'm going to just go
for you.
All damage here. Oh, that was weird. My lightning... So that lightning's thing, it strikes enemies at random, so I didn't get to choose that. But I'm still going to focus on the first guy since he's going to do damage, and I'm just going to strike him a bunch. There we go. And then end my turn.
Nice.
We have Frail. Frail gain 25% less block from cards for 2 turns. Okay.
So I do 8. I can do 20 damage to the slug. So if you can do 16, then we can just negate. Then we don't have to worry about taking damage from the other guys. You don't have to worry about.
I can only do 12 damage, and I can channel a lightning orb. That's it. So a channel a lightning orb, which didn't do anything, but I'm going to do 12 damage to this guy and get him down to 16. That's the best I can do.
Okay, so the doom happens at the end of the turn, so I do need to do more damage to him to kill him.
At the end of his turn too, so he's gonna do an attack and damage you, and then it'll hurt him.
And then the other one will eat him instead of attacking us. So we might be okay here.
Maybe. So he's gonna do his attack, and then nope, they both do their attacks and then they die. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's a timing thing there, but it's fine. At least we don't have to worry about him now.
Yep. All right, another lightning orb for me. And then I'm just going to attack this guy. Nothing special here. I don't have a lot of stuff since I just unlocked this character, obviously.
Yeah, I played the wrong card, apparently.
Well, he's stunned, so...
Yeah.
You could take the opportunity to gain some block or something if you want, or... beef up something?
I thought I did. I thought I'd gained summon, and apparently I blocked instead by accident. So. Okay, we can just kill him. We don't have to worry about that. Moving on. I'm really glad you're enjoying this game. I really like it, and I think it's a great one to stream.
Deal 4 damage 3 times, add a slimed into your discard pile. I don't like that. Gain 2 focus this turn for each unique orb you have. Focus increases the effectiveness of orbs. I definitely want that. Deal 3 damage, draw 1 card.
Store, right?
I was going to go to those unknown things is what I wanted to go to. I like those just because they're fun. When a status card is created, reduce this card's cost.
The fighting will give you cards.
Yeah.
Which obviously you want to get more cards in your deck. You want to get better cards in your deck. But obviously the question marks you can get relics and really nice things. So
lose 6 HP, gain 43 gold, add clumsy to your deck, obtain a random relic. I'm definitely taking clumsy.
Me too.
Because
draw 2 additional cards is fantastic for me.
I got pair. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 10. So that's not bad. That actually helped.
Less exciting, but not bad.
Yeah.
Upgrade 2 random cards, remove a card from your deck. Ooh.
Wonderful, D. Defect is all about the power of your balls.
If we can remove we choose, we could just get rid of clumsy. Or is clumsy the one? Is it one of the types? You can?
Let's find out. I can definitely remove it. Yes, I can remove clumsy.
Easy choice. Done. That was the best possible option.
Yep.
And we're going another question mark?
Yeah, might as well. These are fun. I like the random stuff. You never know what's going to happen. Gain 2 max health, hit points, take 2 damage, or heal for 10. I'm only down 2 anyways. I got to take the top one.
Just keep doing it.
Oh. Gain 2 more max health.
To go to a fireplace if you want to heal.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep taking these for a bit. I'm going to go up for a ways. How long is this going to go? 77. I gain 30% on a rest. What's 30% of 90? That's 30. Okay, I'm good then. I'm good then. Oh, you can draw? You can draw on the screen? Oh, man. What is that? Oh, well,
you're welcome.
Then how do I... Oh, I can't clear your drawing. I can't even erase it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay.
Amazing. I was trying to get that in quickly so you wouldn't be able to see it.
What's mend?
You can heal your friend.
Oh. What's your health at?
I could spend my... Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna rest and get up to full health here.
And
So I'm good.
Increase one of my cards. It's not bad, but we're not really good enough for that yet. Next turn, summon 3, gain 3. Ooh. Problem is I don't have any great cards yet, but they're coming. Okay, so if we go left, we could fight a epic, or whatever, and then we could get an elite, sorry, and get a relic, which I like quite a bit. Or we could sidestep it and go to a round, depending on what you want to do. But either way, I like the options involved in going left. Damn, my wiener's huge.
Okay. What were you saying while I was drawing wieners?
Options if we go left.
I left. Yeah, we'll go left and figure out what we do after that. Okay. Battle start. Finally get to use some of these cards. Okay. I can do 6 damage. Channel 1 lightning. Channel an orb. Channeling an orb puts it into your first empty. Let's just channel another one. There we go. Then I'll get that. And I'm just going to strike this guy. Wait, he does 11 damage? I'm going to try and salvage some of my stuff going on there. There we go. All right.
I'm going to move myself just so you can actually see everything that's going on. Actually, no. Center screen. Center screen, you can see everything that's going on.
Are we still sharing chat? Are you still live?
We're still sharing chat, I believe. The last thing I have on screen is Windstorm saying, "Oh, you piece of shit."
Oh, okay. That's what I got too. Yeah.
Then, yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to end turn. I forgot to hit that button. There we go.
No problem at all, Bubba Hotep. It's fine. Sorry, I was playing this with Bubba the other day, and he was brutal for that. Super fun to play with, but it was just one of those like, okay, buddy.
Gonna do that, and then let's do 2 times 4 is like 8, so I'm gonna block some, hit some. Block some, hit some. There we go. And then I'll end my turn.
I play relatively defensively when I'm playing the Necromancer, which can work out really well for you because you get a pretty big hand and then have a ridiculous turn when you get Unleash. And you're just gigantic.
Oh man, the focus doesn't last round after round. Oh, that sucks. That's lame. Just gonna.
He's not attacking, so we can just...
Yeah, I'm hitting this guy for everything I got. And you got Doom on him? Okay. Yeah, he's dead.
Doom.
I have not been finding very many potions ever since I played the Ironclad.
What'd you think of the Ironclad?
It was okay for like your basic barbarian class starter character. It was actually pretty decent. I thought it had actually a lot of strategies to play with, so it's kind of okay.
Okay. Oh, I realized we didn't switch. I'm not a big fan of him. I didn't like him in the first game. I don't like him in this one. But he's fine. I like him more in this one than I did in the first one. But I think the other characters are more interesting personally.
Yeah.
I'm good to go against the elite if you are, and we can try and get a relic, which could be pretty strong.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
And then I'll just do all of this.
Gain 2 focus for this turn. See, that's the thing. Like, I can gain focus, but the focus doesn't carry over from round to round, and so my orbs don't do. Like, I can gain focus, but I can't attack with my orbs. So that's lame. I'm just gonna do some.
Now, does your focus all go away, or does it count down go away? I don't remember.
Well, let's find out. I'm gonna throw it out there. So my orb went up from 3 to 5. Passive at the end of turn, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Oh, I get to deal that amount of damage to a random enemy at the end of the turn. And if I evoke, it does twice the damage to the enemy. So I'm still getting some benefit out of bringing up my focus, even though I can't evoke it. All right. And he's going to do 9 damage. I'm going to try and defend all of that since I'm going to automatically, attack him for 5 anyway. So this way he doesn't hurt me as much. Dazed. Ugh, gross.
Demon from Ironclad. Demon form Ironclad is OPAF.
And I'll bring back another lightning ball. There we go. I can actually get a lot of damage out of this guy. I can really kind of...
Oh yeah, he can kind of go off, which is really nice. He's, I think, the only character in the first game that I beat it on my very first try.
Oh, really?
It's just like, oh, all right. Not going to be sad about that.
Okay, we'll do this one.
I guess we'll do that.
And I'm going to do attack because he's not doing anything.
I only have attacks. I don't have any blocks anyways, so that was a good time for him to be buffing himself. Oof.
I got lots of dazed on that one. That sucks. I can only make 2 moves, in fact. So there we go.
More than 44 health per turn. Fine, I don't have more than that anyways. Ooh, that might have been... I'm gonna take some damage. Oh, he's dead. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Okay. Channel an orb. And then, you got a Doom 8 on him. What's this clamshell? Hardened shell? Skull Calling cannot lose more than 44 health points each turn. Okay, Doom 16. All right, let's get as much damage on this guy as fast as I can then.
Yep. Doom is so much fun. Poison's really good too, but I really just love it.
You know, I saw Poison and I didn't understand it. Pathfinder was telling me how it works and I didn't believe him because it sounded so OP and I wish I would have done it.
It's really fun. It's a great game to just mess around with stuff, and they did a really good job with this one. The first one as well, but especially in this one where you unlock things at such a pace that it doesn't feel overwhelming, but it does feel like you're constantly getting new stuff to try out, which is really nice. Ooh, okay, he's not attacking us anyways, so I'm just gonna apply a lot more doom. There we go. He's done.
There we go.
Winner.
Nice.
We almost killed him as well, but
I took a beating that round because I just didn't do any kind of defense. Take that.
I got a regal pillow. When I rest, I heal an additional 15 health. That's.
Oh, I got a strength potion. Amethyst aubergine. Enemies drop 10 additional gold. Okay, well, cool. I'll have lots of gold, I guess. Okay, 3.
It's a little bit ridiculous that I have 3 of that card now. Maybe, but I like Doom.
Channeling an orb puts in your first if you still have you have lightning channel X lightning. Oh, I can cast a bunch of mana to make that happen. Deal 9 damage, gain 1 focus this turn. I kind of like that. I need to gain more focus to make those orbs a little more worthwhile. You want to go to this? Obviously. Okay.
Yeah. Was there even an option?
There was not.
Time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards, or start each combat with thorns. When hit by an attack, deal a damage back. Which one of these do you like more, Claire?
The first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. I like the thorns. My character's got a bigger hit pool if I could ever get him back up. So I could, and you don't have block, right? So you're trying not to take damage. I can take more. Go for the elite.
Do we have another elite in us? I feel like we do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we do, baby. Hey, look at this guy who's getting banned. Why is it not easier to ban people? I hate these guys. Oh, these guys suck. I always take a ton of damage with them.
The first Phantasmal Gardener is hit each turn. It gains, the first time it's hit, it gains 13 block.
So get 1 big hit in and then move to the next one.
Okay.
But it doesn't, when it gets blocked, it doesn't, like it's going to shrink down, but it's just a visual thing. It still is going to do all of its damage to you. So
okay.
You're take a damage, take some damage, but it's just a matter of like, you just want to get them. You want to do a big damage instead of a lot of little damage. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I don't have big damage.
Me neither. But like, I mean,
okay.
You don't have to. But I'm just saying, like, you don't want to focus fire one guy necessarily. You want to like hit one and then move to the next guy and hit him and then move to the next guy. Because they don't keep the shield, right? They only use it for the 1 turn.
Well, I'm doing random attack damage, so.
Oh, that's weird. He didn't hide.
I didn't attack. My orb was done. So I don't know. I don't see any block on these guys.
It says is hit each turn. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it says hit. That's weird. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, they're also going to attack us. We know that's what's going to happen.
Oof. So none of them gained block, though. That was kind of weird.
That was weird. That's not what I'm used to seeing here.
All right, I'm going to keep going after this third guy in line, second from the last. Okay. And then I'm going to use.
What I'm used to seeing.
Okay.
So it's kind of like half.
And then I'm just going to bring up some of my block because it's the only card I got.
14, 15, 16, 17. I definitely want to block twice. Do I want to set myself up for a better turn next turn? Probably. That makes sense.
Dude, these guys are kind of vicious. This is kind of rough.
This is what I'm saying. This is one of the ones I don't. I mean, it's an interesting mechanic, so I like it, but it's one of the tougher ones. This one and the statue. The statue has ended my run too many times. Okay, so I've got.
Okay.
Ooh. Did I do that? Did I hit the wrong person?
I did a lot of orb work there is what I did.
Okay.
I'm down to 18 health. I'm not doing so good.
12, 18. Yeah, these guys are gonna hit.
I automatically get 6 block at the end. I almost don't want to use my block cards because I get more block by not doing anything.
And that's definitely a thing. Let's see if we can. This is not the best use of it, but it'll at least save us a bit of damage. I can't see your. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I can't see your health bar, which is weird. I can see it if I roll over you. Oh, it's up here. Okay.
Yeah, it's up there in the top left.
I'm just surprised everybody else is right.
Oh, come on. Oh my god, I'm down to 8 health here. I'm gonna use my strength potion. Throw? I can throw it.
Because you could technically give it to me if you wanted to.
I can only throw it or discard it. So I'm gonna give it to you because I can throw it at myself. I see. That's how that works. Okay. Yeah, so I can deal 8 damage twice, and that's it. So I don't think I'm gonna survive this round, but I'll do what I can.
If you die but I survive, you will come back to life at the end of the round.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can survive this without you. My cards aren't good enough for this yet on my own.
So I should just hit two of these different worms?
So the one that's at 29, I would hit with your biggest attack, because if we can at least get rid of somebody, that'll help.
Yeah, well, it's 8 damage either way.
Because he's got shield, I'd hit somebody else that you're actually going to do damage to.
Yeah, that's all I can do there.
But this is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah, you are. Whew, okay. Solo Dan, strategist. How you doing, bud? We might be starting again very soon if you want to jump in.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Like very soon. 9, 18. Yeah, I can't defend all this.
I think this is the end of our run right here. We took on too many elites before we got a rest.
Well, there's so many elites that I feel like I can handle. This is just
this just got a crappy one here, huh?
Like if this was in Act 2, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But this early on, my cards are okay at best. All right. So I can kill this first guy, but ironically, he's the one not doing any damage.
Yeah, doesn't that suck? Well, go after one of the other ones then. See if you can't set them up.
I wonder if my Doom will go through the shield.
Should, but you only have 8 out of 10. You need
a card right here that can give it to him. But he's gonna attack first anyway, so he's gonna attack me and then.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna hit you for 6.
So I don't care, but I can kill this guy, but I just don't care because he's not doing anything right now anyway.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do 23 damage? I mean, there is.
So the answer for Blade Strike is yes, the Doom is equal to the damage you deal, whether it's to block or not.
Okay.
What's up, strategist?
Not too much.
Yeah, Wonderful D just verified the same thing.
I have 2 things. I've got 7 shields. I need to do more damage to him in order to survive.
Yeah.
So the best thing I can do is get 5 block or summon 5. Doesn't really matter.
Well,
at the end of the day.
Doesn't he still attack before Doom takes its effect?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to. Oh, okay. I could bodyguard and then attack, and that would kill him. So then I would be taking 9 less damage. I would be only taking 18, which is still
too much.
But at least I survive.
You got 14 health. How are you going to take 18 damage?
Or shield, and Austin takes damage before.
Oh, I didn't see the shield. I wasn't seeing the shield. My cursor was covering it.
18.
Block,
Yeah,
Austin, Necrobinder in that order for damage.
So unfortunately,
Unless
we need to kill this first guy, but oh well.
Unless the damage is coming from something on you.
Whee! Okay. This is too much damage. We can't kill this first guy and survive.
You can't do 11 damage to the first guy?
Oh, I can kill the first guy, but that's still.
You
20
still
damage
can't
to
kill the
first guy.
last guy who's gonna do 11 damage and kill you no matter what.
Exactly.
Wah, 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 wah.
So you want to hear why this is the most asshole elite in Act 1?
I think I'm feeling why it's the worst one in Act 1.
You're seeing why, but I don't think you fully get why, Run.
What's that?
So by default, they have their ability of when they take damage, they get X amount of block, right?
Yeah.
That, when you are solo, is 6 damage, which is equal to 1 strike. The moment you play co-op, it is both of you plus 1. So you need 3 strikes to break the block.
Oh, that sucks.
Run, that was a pretty short run. Do you have another one in you?
I'm gonna bounce out of here. I'm gonna send everybody over to you. The thing is, if I do another run and we make it to like Act 3, I'm gonna be up all night. So, and I do got to get some sleep. I didn't want to be up past 10 or 10:30. So I'm gonna bounce out. I'm gonna raid everybody over to you, Dan, so they can continue with all the fun and the shenanigans. And I'm gonna bounce out of here and get some sleep.
Peer
Sounds
pressure.
good.
You're not gonna peer pressure me. I quit way too many drugs for peer pressure to work on me at this point.
Sending you an invite, sir. Cheers, Run. Good to see you. We'll see you Thursday, if not before.
Yeah, sounds good. Sunday I'll be there doing I'll be doing the movie watch party Sunday.
There it is.
I'll be doing the watch party Sunday. I knew I'd get there eventually. All right, bye everybody. See you later.